Were there people talking before, Karen?
No, not that I saw.
Okay, just people joining. Hi everybody, this is the second part of my making Frankenfrosting. I have my glaze finished here, my scale, and then I'm going to bring over my royal icing and mix them together. You'll have to excuse, it's dinner time over here and I have the grandbabies, so you might hear little children in the background, hopefully no screaming. So what I'm going to do is turn on my scale. I don't know the exact weight of this bowl, but we'll survive. We'll wing it. So the bowl and the frosting or the glaze together weigh 1 pound 10 ounces. So I'm going to add about 1 pound and we'll say 8 ounces of royal. Here's my big, huge, I don't think you can see it. Yeah, my big, huge batch of royal that I made the other day. And I literally just start scooping it in with a spoon until I get 2 pounds, 3 pounds, and 2 ounces. So here we go. We're up to 2 pounds. Oh, and now the babies are going to start fussing. I was hoping that because they were eating, they'd be quiet. Like so many of us cookie people, we have full-time jobs and families that we try to work around. I like hearing everybody else's kids making noise. It makes me feel like I'm not the only one trying to do this and a family at the same time. So almost up to 3 pounds. And close enough. 3 pounds, 2.7 ounces. And then all I do is again take my whisk and I mix it all together. And I really like, I mean, it's kind of like taking an extra step because you can't make the glaze and the royal together to make a Frankenfrosting. You literally have to make them separately and mix them together or it doesn't work. But when it's done, you get an icing that acts kind of like royal. It's not quite as hard. It tastes really good. But the thing with the alcohol inks that I use, that, you know, Angela from the Painted Box has been kind enough to share with us the way to make them, you can't get that watercolor effect unless you use a glaze. And I found I can still get the watercolor effect with Frankenfrosting, because there are lots of cookie artists that you're either a royal icing cookie artist or you're a glaze cookie artist. And for those of us that are royal icing cookie artists like myself, but you need that glaze in order to get that watercolor effect, here's the compromise. We make Frankenfrosting and we can still get it. So you can see it thickened up from what it was before. And I'm sorry if anybody was asking questions, I couldn't see the screen because of the way my tripod is set up. But I'm looking at the screen now, so if you have any questions or you asked questions before, you can ask them again and I'll answer. But you get kind of a thicker frosting than the royal, or I'm sorry, than the glaze. Frankenfrosting, yeah. So I like this frosting. I think that I have converted over from being just a royal to using this because I really do like the flavor and I like the texture and I like working with it. It's not like I have to thin it out in order to get flood consistency. So there you go. I will come back later, and probably after everybody's gone to bed, after the kids are done, and do a cookie that I'll flood a cookie with this icing so you guys can see how it goes. And then tomorrow, hopefully when it's all good and dry, I'll do the watercolor effect and then the dots that I do. I actually spoke to an instructor at the college where I work today and showed him one of my cookies, and he was really excited because he's a math instructor, and he said that it was a math equation that I had done on my cookie. So he's going to show me some more. So that ought to be interesting. Math and cookies. Who knew? All right, guys. Have a good evening. I will see you a little later when I flood that other cookie. And everybody enjoy your evening.